This video will explain the fallacy of begging the question. The fallacy of begging the question is committed whenever the arguer creates the illusion that inadequate premises provide adequate support for the conclusion by leaving. So there's various ways this can happen. They could leave out a possibly shaky key premise by restating a possibly false premise as the conclusion, or by reasoning in a circle. So now, this is an important point. Begging the question is often used colloquially to mean something like, it raises the question. While this may be colloquially correct, given the evolving nature of the English language, it does not fit with the technical way that we'll be using the term in this class. So, importantly, we will not want to say that an argument commits the fallacy of begging the question for cases where an argument suggests additional further questions that need to be answered. So we don't want to use begging the question for cases where we really, what it means is it raises the question, or, there's this additional question that sort of follows from this argument. We're not going to use that. So here's an example. So Dilbert says, and we know mass creates gravity because dense planets have more gravity. Dilbert says, how do we know which planets are more dense? And Dilbert says, they have more gravity. So Dilbert calls him on this. He says, that's circular reasoning, right? Because we know mass creates mass creates gravity because dense planets have more gravity, and we know which planets are the more dense ones because they have more gravity. So it's just going around in a circle. So Dilbert says, I prefer to think of it as having no loose ends. But so here, the premises don't provide any support for the conclusion because it all just goes around in a circle. So there's no support for either one within what's being argued here. There is support for it, that arguments that people could make and have made for this. It's just not here.